Yeah, what's up guys, welcome to another BTC analysis. So BTC hit our targets at 110k. All right, and as you can see over here, it hits our target, and this video is a breakdown of why I believe BTC could retrace back to 105k. Now, let's first of all go back a little bit into the genesis of this whole analysis. So in the previous analysis, I talked about this channel over here, which we created on the daily and 4 hour time frame. And I told you guys that two things were actually going to happen when we hit this particular zone. It was either we see price rejecting from this level, all right, back to this trend line, and go up, sorry, back to this particular trend line, and we see a push to 112, all right, or we see price rejecting, or we see price manipulating out of this trend line, like taking out certain liquidity here, then pull it back into the channel. So these were actually the two major moves that I talked about in our previous analysis. Now let's see what happened and figure out what could happen next. So what we saw there was that after price breached the edge of the channel, we saw that the price went all the way and started rejecting. Actually took a sell position which we closed around zero after we bounced from this psychological level. All right, and then market started pumping. Now we saw price rejecting from that area, then later price came and broke out of that channel. Now after breaking out of that channel, I waited to see a retest of the channel, all right, to confirm that okay, this is an actual break, that this is not a manipulation, this is not a fake out. So price rejected, right, bounced from the channel. Now we took a buy position somewhere around this area. Now that trade, we didn't hold it very long, because when price got to 100k, 110k, which is the major target, we saw that it couldn't go any further, started rejecting. Then we got out of that trade and broke even. That was the first trade we took around that zone. Then after price came down again and started rejecting from the same channel trend line again, we took another buy, all right, because there was actually obviously a demand zone over here with a 4 hour fair value gap. So this was actually a valid demand zone, but this took us out of stop loss. Now waited for price to retrace down into this level, into this trend line. And when price came down to this trend line, we took a buy, and just few minutes ago we closed that buy in small profit. Why? That is where the answer to why I think price is going to 105 comes from. Now, number one, once we look at the trend line chart. Don't worry, we're going to head over to the market structure chart so that I also bring these things down, all right, from the structure and liquidity perspective. Now, over here, this is A plus trend line, all right. We have one touch over here, we have two touch. Then we also have a third reaction over here, making this trend line a strong trend line. So if we can see a break and close below this trend line, there is probability that price is going to go down right into the next psychological level or into the next trend line over here. So that was why we got out of that trade and immediately took a sell position with our stop loss just above this area, close to this supply zone over here. Now, one of the reason from the market structure perspective why we took this sell was that now in this whole structure over here, this is the 4 hour structure, all right, that really holding this particular breakout over here. Now if we are to, let's head over to the market structure chart. Now if I'm to look at the market structure and liquidity charts over here, right, I still expect the markets to come down into the golden zone. Remember what I always tell you guys, that the strategy I trade, the major moves or the main impulsive move always happen from the golden zone, always happen at the golden zone. So I expect the markets to come down into this golden zone, all right, before we might even see a reaction or maybe go down to a deeper golden zone, which is on the daily time frame. Right, but the immediate and the closest golden zone is this one right here on the 4 hour time frame. So having this in mind, that okay, price could actually, or is going to retrace into the golden zone, I already have that bearish perspective that okay, in the meantime, might not see bounce from this area, we're going to see bounce from this golden zone, so price is coming down. So that is another confluence, all right, that supports this particular sell position which we have here on the trend line, including the break of the trend line, because we go down to the 2 hour and the 1 hour time frame, we close below this trend line with clean fair value gaps. All right, so this is one of the reasons why I believe that price is going down to 105. Then when we get to 105, we're going to see a reaction. Now, why am I saying 105? Now, if you take a look at the daily time frame, if you take a look at the daily time frame, there is a particular imbalance in the market, all right, which I expected price to actually come down to, which was why we took that sell that I told you guys about in this level, which is this imbalance over here. So I expect the market to come down to tap this imbalance on the daily time frame. Now, if you also take a look at the daily structure, though I don't think price is going to come down to the golden zone of the daily, which is over here, but I just believe that this is going to serve as a drop liquidity that will drop price down. So looking at all these things, you see that on the main time, BTC is clearly pointing towards a slight retracement then before a massive move to 112k to clear out this liquidity over here. So that is basically why I believe that there could be a retracement, all right, since price has hit our targets at 110. All right, so guys, that is just the quick updates and quick analysis on BTC. Do have a lovely trading week ahead. Bye.